Howdy folks, and welcome back to Cities Skylines and Vampy Lizard. Today I'm coming at you with my top 10 mods for the new year. Top 10 mods that you should be using on your Cities Skylines game. If you want, I will do a part 2 with 10 more mods, but these are, I think, the top 10 best mods to have in your game. Starting off with number 10 is Forest Brush. It's this one right here. Basically, it allows you to just place different trees, but in a group, like so, instead of having to place it one by one, which can be really useful if you have a large area to fill with forest. You can, of course, make it really large, change the density, the strength of all that, and can really save you a bunch of time so that you don't have to manually be placing each and every tree down. Alright, number 9 is the Picker mod, which basically allows you to pick what you're using. So let's say I am making a complex area with a bunch of different road types, alright? And instead of going, let's say I'm in the transit menu right now. But let's say instead of going all the way back to the roads and finding which road to, let's say I want to lengthen this road, all I need to do is hit the picker tool, click on the road that I want, and then it'll automatically select that, and I can drag the road out. It's really useful, just like the other one, in saving time. Now, on to number 8, loading screen mod. Now, loading screen mod doesn't really change any gameplay features. However, it can give you a lot of information when you're loading into your game, such as how much RAM you're using, how much page file you're using, how many assets you have, how long it's taking, what assets are failing, what mods are failing. This is a really great mod to have if you're using a lot of mods or assets, or even not that many. It's just really helpful to know. Alright, moving on to number 7, and that is Find It. Now, Find It will add this magnifying glass tool down in your menu, and you just click on it, and then now you can search anything in the game that you want by name. So let's say I want a fire station. Or let's go, I want a train. And now it'll find all the train stations that I have, like these ones, or the regular train stations. It's just a really great tool in order to find basically anything you want. And as you can see, it's got all these things that you normally wouldn't be able to find. And you can also sort it by networks, trees, ploppables, which are like all these kind of things, and then growables, Rico buildings that you may have downloaded, Rico and growables, decals, props. So there's a really great way to search, and you can actually search. Oh, that's why the fire stations wasn't coming up, because I didn't have it on vanilla. So you can also set it vanilla and or workshop items only. And so yeah, as you can see, the fire stations have come up. And one other great thing that you can do actually with this is you can go here and you can find all your vanilla buildings. So like these things you would not actually be able to find in the regular game. However, with this mod, you can find them and place them just like so. So it's really useful if you have lots of assets, of course, but even if you just want to save time looking through all these menus and you need to find something, it's right there. Alright, next up is Network Multi-Tool, which is this. And if you don't have Unified UI, which is a separate mod, it'll just be one of these that comes down right there that you can click on. Anyways, one of the better things, the things that I use, is it's got node tools, meaning you can add or remove nodes anywhere you want, which is really great. It's got union mode, which I don't use that much, and intersect tool. But some of the things I do use is slope control. Let me just demonstrate that real quick. I'm going to turn that off. I'm just going to draw a road. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to have it go up like that. Now, let's say you just want it to go gradually up. So what you can do is you grab this, you go to there, then you just hit enter, and it'll automatically do that, which is really useful if you're working in hilly areas. Another thing that it can do is the parallel road tool. Just do that. Then it'll add a parallel road next to it. You can change how far you want it, what side you want it on, and then you just hit enter, and then boom. And this works on curved roads, and not even just roads. You can use it on train tracks and all those kind of other great things. And there are many other great things about this mod, but if I delved into all of that, this video would be just quite a bit too long. Alright, next up, Traffic Manager. You knew this mod would be here. If you don't know what it is, it's basically an amazing traffic tool. I'm not going to go through everything that there is, but some of the more useful things are like this lane connector, which basically means you can connect where you have to go to from that, or let's go to a highway. For example, here, so this right lane needs to turn right, and these lanes will go on straight. It's really, really useful to get rid of traffic. There's, of course, arrows, which makes it so like this road can only go straight. Parking restrictions, vehicle restrictions. You can ban certain types of vehicles. Speed limits, which are really great. Junction controls. It's quite a bit complicated, and there's lots to do that you can do. Manual traffic lights, time traffic lights, priority signs, all that. But it's really great in order to make your traffic flow much better in your city. Alright, number 4. This is perhaps one of the best mods. We're getting into the really, really mods that I would almost certainly recommend having. And this one is Undo It. So let's say I'm building something here, right? And I've got some of these things, but I accidentally delete a road segment. And let's just say, for example, that I can't remember where it was or how it was, or I don't have that building anymore or anything like that. Then boom, you just hit Control and Z, just like in any other software, and then boom, it'll undo it. It's perhaps one of the best mods to have when you're building, as any mistake that you make, pretty much, unless you're using other mods, can just be reversed. It's a really, 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 really great tool to have. Anyways, moving on. Next up is Network Anarchy. So Network Anarchy used to be called Road Anarchy, as well as Find Road Tool, but it's just combined into one now. So normally it'll look like this, and then you just press this button and it'll pull up Network Anarchy. There's a lot that this can do. We're gonna go off. This will basically force roads to either be regular, normal, unmodded road, or this one will make it stick to the ground even if it's up. And then if you want to go down, then it'll not make a tunnel. It'll make so the air is always with the road as well as the ground. And then there's of course the same where you can always force something, to be up, like so, even when it's on ground level, which is just really great. And you've got the bridge and the tunnel mode for that, but those aren't super important. Then there's Anarchy. Anarchy is really useful. If you've ever played vanilla, you know that roads can be so finicky with their angles. Like even something like this just doesn't work. But what you can do is you just turn on Anarchy and suddenly it works. This is amazing. You can basically do anything with roads you want. You can even have roads go through buildings. And another great thing is you can actually place this. This Anarchy also works with buildings. So let's say I have a road right here, and I just want to place a building. I can let me turn it actually on, and then I can place that building anywhere. It's not only roads that can do the Anarchy, it's also buildings and many other things. It's a really great mod to have for not just roads. And next one is 81 tiles. Now, in the vanilla game, you're restricted to 9 tiles, as most of you, I hope, know. But 9 tiles is really small, especially when you're on a PC. I understand maybe on a console that isn't as powerful, 9 tiles could possibly max, even though nowadays with more powerful consoles, it doesn't even really make sense anymore. But 9 tiles on PC is just ridiculously small. With the 81 tiles mod, you can unlock every single tile in the world, or sorry, the map, I guess would be a better word to say. And this is just really great because you can pretty much build for so much longer. You can build 9 times as long because there's 9 times more space than in the vanilla game. You can really make a sprawling city instead of just having a city stuck in what would be this area right here, most likely in the vanilla game. And finally, the #1 mod that I would recommend, and this is, if possible, you can only download one mod for whatever reason. This is the mod that I would do. It's Move It. You probably expected it, as it's a really, really great mod. Just gonna delete that. One thing, it's this icon down here, and there's so much that you can do with it. Of course, as in the name, you can move stuff around. You can move it anywhere you want. You can move it onto roads. You can rotate any which way you want. Place it anywhere. You can move it up. And of course, you can move it down. You can move roads, so you can move the road nodes, or you can move the road curves, just like so. And that's not all, however. You can use this tool, the selection tool, which will select everything in the square, and you can move that all around just like that. Or if you, let's say you only want to select roads, then you just do that, and then boom, you've only selected roads. No other things will be moved around. But that's not all. There's also the copy tool, which basically will just copy whatever you have selected, and you can paste it, which is just really amazing that you can do that. Then there's also the bulldoze tool, which sometimes can be better than the regular bulldozer, as you can, of course, select a bunch of stuff and just delete it, and even some glitched buildings or props or whatever that sometimes vanilla won't let you delete is able to be deleted. There are also a number of other tools like slope objects, terrain height, but those they aren't as relevant anymore due to other mods such as network multi-tool. However, there still is the import selection and export selection. So let's say you have, and this can be cross different maps. So you have let's say you make an interchange that you really like in another map, and you can just upload it, and then you restore. And oh wait, sorry. You import, and then you can just place it just like that. And there we go. A nuclear power plant that I made long ago in a different map is now in this new map. Amazing, isn't it? Alright, folks. Well, that is my top 10 mods for the beginning of 2023. I would definitely really recommend having these mods if you're playing on the Steam version of the game. Console players, yes, I do feel bad that you can't get them, but there's really no reason why to not use these mods. They're not going to fundamentally change the game. They're just going to really make life in the game a lot better. Actually, some of them will fundamentally change the game, such as 81 tiles. Anyways, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. This has been Vampy Lizard, over and